Good morning, students and staff. Welcome to the second day of school, August 9th, 2019. Today is a B Day. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Just a couple of announcements for today. Students, a reminder that any fees that you have should be turned into your homeroom teacher. That's technology fees. So if you have anything that you want to give towards your technology balance, give that to your homeroom teacher. That's first period for 6th grade and 8th grade and third period for 7th grade. If you are purchasing your PE uniform, that money will go to your PE teacher or Coach Rodriguez. So make sure that you give those funds to the right person. If you have cafeteria money, that will go directly to the cafeteria. So at this point, we're going to start to go over the expectations that are set out in your handbook. So if you will please open up your handbook or take out your agenda book and have something to write with. We will go through and make some edits and talk about the expectations, just a few for today, and then I will come back again on Monday and we will finish up those expectations. So far, everything is going really smoothly, but we want to make sure that we communicate to everybody what the expectations are so that when you are corrected by an adult, you understand why. So in the morning, if you see on that first page, which is actually page 2 in your agenda book where it says 2019-2020 operations, that's where we're going to start. So the morning expectation for car riders can be dropped off in the front of the school where the buses also drop off. That's for in the morning. And so don't go on the side on Front Street, come to the front of the school and have your parent drop you off. On Front Street, you can come in the circle or you can drop off on the street. Either one is fine. As usual, bus drivers, you will be dropped off in the front of the school as well. So car riders, please be sure that if there is a bus that you wait until the bus driver sees you to cross that road. Students are allowed into the school at 7:30 in the morning, and at 7:45 the gym will open up as well as the cafeteria. If you are eating breakfast, which every student receives free breakfast regardless of your lunch, whether you get free, reduced, or full price lunch, every student at Statesville Middle School gets free breakfast. So you are to go to the cafeteria if you are eating breakfast, and then you will report to the gym. So going to the gym and then coming out for breakfast is not the expectation. If you're going to eat breakfast, you need to do so first thing when you arrive to school. Under the bullet where it says releasing from the gym, students, you will be released from the gym in an orderly way at 8 a.m. so that you can report to usually your Bulldog class, but whatever the first class is on that morning. And students, if you notice by the girls' restroom when you walk in the front door, there's a whiteboard there, and I usually have on there where you will report for that day. So if you ever are just not sure, make sure that you check that board out when you walk by. Morning announcements will usually start about 8:20 every morning, and so that you stay informed in what's going on at Statesville Middle School, please pay attention to the morning announcements. It'll get more exciting once we have students up here doing the morning announcements, so it's fun. All right, so expectations during class. We will go over our BARC matrix in more detail on Monday, but all Bulldogs are to be accountable, respectful, and kind. So that covers everything that you'll ever do in the classroom or in the hallway or in the restroom or the gym or the cafeteria, wherever you are. Always be accountable, respectful, and kind. Lunch expectations. Students, you should walk quietly in your line to and from the cafeteria. There are classes in session when you're traveling to and from the cafeteria, so we want to respect the learning environment that's going on. Students who owe lunch fees, you will only be given a certain amount of fees, and then you will be given an alternative lunch, and we will help you stay reminded of if you owe fees or not. Once you reach the cafeteria, get into line so that you can get your lunch, and usually you'll go to the line where there's not already a class in line, just so you can get through quicker. During lunch, that's a time for you to be able to socialize and talk with your peers at your own table. You should not be getting up a whole lot, and if you're up and you have to get water or go to the restroom, you should not be stopping to socialize at other tables with other students. Be sure that when you go through the line, you get all your utensils, your ketchup, your napkins, your cups, everything that you need before you sit down. Be sure to not roam the cafeteria, and make sure you have permission and you touch base with your teacher if you are going to the restroom so that they know where you are at all times. That's a safety issue. Before you leave the cafeteria, you should gather and throw away all of your trash. And even if there's something there that shouldn't be there, even if it's not yours, it's okay to pick it up and throw it away. Might get you a ticket, a PBI's ticket, not a like speeding ticket. And then 2 students from each class should wipe down the tables and sweep the floors, just to clean up after yourself. Is good habits. All right, during class change, you only have a few minutes between class, and so make sure that you are walking to class quickly. Make sure that you're walking on the right side of the hallway so that you don't jam the hallway trying to get through people. When it's time to change class, you should move quickly and quietly through the halls, and teachers will have an organized way for you to be able to switch classes between core classes, and then they will also escort you to your wheel classes, and wheel teachers will escort you back to your grade level classes as well as between wheel classes. All right, end of the day, classes should not leave classrooms before the 3:30 bell. We will not let the buses leave without you, so classes will remain in their classroom until the 3:30 bell, and then you should walk quietly and orderly to your prospective line. So car riders, you will go to the car rider line, which is on Front Street. Cars don't pick up in the front of the school, they pick up on the side. Also, students, you should not get into your car. You should not go up to the corner to get into your car. You need to stay in the circle. That is a safety issue. I would really be sad if something happened and somebody was hit or hurt because they were getting into a car on the street. So you are to get in your car in the circle on Front Street. That is the expectation because it is a safety issue. And we want to keep everybody safe. So wait for your ride in the circle so cars can come down the hill and the line can keep moving. We don't have too many people who ride cars, so it is a quick process. Just be patient. Bus riders, you will report to the front of the school. Keep in mind that sometimes the buses are in a different place, especially the beginning of school. But once there's a routine, usually they're in the same parking place, but not always. So just keep an eye out. Look for your bus number. If you don't see it, then you will wait. Make sure with an adult, but you will wait in front of the school on the sidewalk by the gym. Athletics, the main thing here, you should report to your after-school activity without going to the front of the school and socializing. So if you're in cheerleading, volleyball, football, or cross country, you need to report directly to where you're supposed to be and not go outside and socialize. If you're getting an after-school meal, which is free to everybody who stays after school, so if you're in athletics or if you're staying for tutoring, Your after-school meal, you will report directly to the cafeteria to get your meal to eat and then go to your activity. So let's make sure that we're doing that promptly. All right, on the next page, page 4, at the top we're talking about attendance. Students, you are allowed 10 absences during the entire school year. That is 1 absence a month, which is a good amount. And then if you leave school early or come late, 5 of those equals an absence. So once you get 5 tardies to school, or you are checked out 5 times, or a combination of both, that equals 1 absence. So keep that in mind when you're leaving school early or coming late. More than 10 absences, whether they're excused or unexcused, can put you in danger of staying in your grade next year. So you got to come to school. You got to be here to learn, so we need you here. Also, not that you'll sign anybody out, but students are not supposed to be signed out after 3 o'clock on any day. All right, under school policies and procedures, school bus transportation, that very first sentence is, I want you to underline that. School transportation service is a privilege, not a right. That is set in stone by court. The court says that we can provide you transportation, but we don't have to. So if you're not going to do right on the bus, if you're going to be a safety issue, we're going to take you off that bus because we have lives in the hands of bus drivers. And in the third line, the following conduct is specifically prohibited: stopping, impeding, which means getting in the way of, delaying or detaining a bus or school vehicle. So don't jump out in front of the buses. Disturbing the peace, order, or discipline on a bus or school vehicle. Underline these next few words. So on that 5th line, refusing to obey the driver's instructions is prohibited. So if a driver asks you to sit down, then you sit down. And that's the expectation. You should be sitting in your seat, not in the aisle. You should not be standing. You should not be sitting on your foot. You need to have your rump in the seat facing forward. That's the expectation. Also, I can't imagine driving a bus, but your volume needs to be one that you're just talking to the person beside you. You should not be yelling or making a whole lot of noise. Damaging the bus or school vehicle is not allowed. Getting off a bus at an unauthorized stop is not allowed. Distracting the driver's attention by participating in disruptive behavior while the vehicle is in operation. Failing to observe established safety rules and regulations. Willfully trespassing upon a school bus or school vehicle. Fighting, smoking, using profanity, possession or using drugs or intoxicating beverages, or otherwise violating any other board policy or school rule while on a bus or other school vehicle. Any other behavior that may endanger the lives of property. So any of these things can get you off the bus and will. Also, the bus number you are assigned is the bus number on which you will travel to and from school. We are not allowed to put you on a bus because you're going to spend the night with a friend. That is, the school board policy says we cannot do that, and we won't. So if you're planning to spend the night with a friend, you'll need to have a note for parents to pick you up. So you will not go home with your friends on their bus. All right, early dismissal from school. Your parent or whoever is allowed to pick you up has to come into the school with their ID to pick you up. If a person is not on the list to pick you up, then we are not allowed to send you home with them, and we will handle that if that comes up. Late arrivals and early checkouts will be marked as a tardy even if you return to school. 5 tardies equal a day's absence for attendance. Students will not be allowed to sign out after 3. If you go to a doctor's appointment, bring back a note and give it to Ms. Bowman in the main office. That way it is marked as excused. Skip down to telephone. Phone calls are only for emergencies and with your teacher's permission. We have brand new phones in the classrooms, so get teacher's permission before you need to call home, and you should call from the classroom. And students should not be sent to the office to make a phone call. And students, if a teacher says that you cannot call right now, then you cannot call right now, and just wait for when is a good time for you to call. All right, the next section, lockers and book bags. Students, we don't use our lockers. There's no need to use our lockers because you have to have your book bags and carry them anyway because of your MacBook, so we just simply don't issue lockers. Our new school, we won't even have lockers because we carry our book bags due to the MacBooks. But I want you to know that second sentence where it says the principal or assistant principal with reasonable suspicion may search a student, their personal possession, their locker and or book bag without prior notice to the student. So if we have reason, we can go through your book bags. So just don't give us a reason. We'll be all right. Okay, medication. At the top of page 5, medication will be kept and dispensed by the school nurse. If you have to take medicine at home, your doctor has to sign the paperwork, and your parent has to bring it to our school nurse so that she's aware of how your medication is supposed to be dispensed. Anything over the counter like Tylenol or cough syrup, cough drops, that is not allowed either. Okay, so no medication should come with you to school for any reason. Have your parent call the office if we need to set something up. So don't take that responsibility on yourself. Have your parent to call the school so we can tell them what they need to do for you to be able to take medication at school. Okay, cafeteria and child nutrition. Again, breakfast for every single student is free. After school meals is free for every student as well. Application forms, if you received free or reduced lunch last year, your parent has to complete that form again each year. So make sure that you communicate that to your family so that if you need to stay on free or reduced lunch, that it continues. There is a date that will cut off right now. You are on how your lunch was last year. So if you were free or reduced last year, you are free reduced right now up until about September. So your families have until September to get that form completed. That form is online, and it is located on our webpage if your parents need to fill that out, or we can send a paper copy home. Just have your parent call Miss Murdoch in the cafeteria. Students who owe lunch fees, you will not be allowed to purchase extras like chips or ice cream or any of the goodies. So when you owe fees, you can't purchase extra things. So if your parents want to put money in your account online, there is a way to do that, and there is a web address in that second paragraph, the www.lunchprepay.com. Your parents can pay your lunch online if they want to do that. That seems convenient. Under grades, so it shows our grade scale. We are on a 10-point grade scale. And then we have dates of our progress reports and our report cards. Your first progress report will come out on September 5th. So in almost a month, you're going to have grades. So make sure that you're turning in your assignments and completing your work on time so that you have the best grade possible. Your first report card will be on October 11th this year. Academic probation. Students placed on academic probation will not be allowed to participate in or attend any after-school extracurricular activities. Okay, so academic probation is when you are failing 2 or more subjects. So again, if you do everything your teacher asks you to do, no matter how hard it is, you are most likely not going to have to be on academic probation. So turn in your assignments, do your work, do it on time, and do it to the best of your ability, and everything should be fine. Turn over to page 6. Okay, this continues with the probation list. If a student is placed on the probation list, they will not be allowed to attend or participate in any extracurricular activities like sports, dances, or clubs, or any school or grade level reward program like pep rallies, block parties, field days, etc., until you are removed from the list. Okay, the probation list is this: any students failing 2 or more subjects, if you have received an office referral regardless of the consequence during the qualification period, or if you have failed to pay your technology fees in a timely manner, you are on what's called the probation list. So when it comes time for a PBIS event like a movie day or the student versus staff volleyball game or the relay races, this probation list can exclude you. So make sure that your grades are good. It also includes absences if you have 4 or more unexcused absences. So that's why it's important to bring in your absentee notes. So grades, absences, write-ups, and fees. Those are your 4 responsibilities while you're at Statesville Middle School. So we give you some time for your fees right now. For technology fee, get your first $15 by the end of first quarter, and you're on time. And then we ask for the other $10 if you're on free or reduced fees by the end of second quarter. If you're on full pay fees, it's $25 and $25. If you have any questions, just ask your teachers. Not now, but later. Okay, Bulldog time. All students have a Bulldog time, which is can have an academic focus, and you will meet every day before first period. Generally, when you leave the gym, you are headed to Bulldog. Students this year, we're doing Bulldog a little bit different. If you notice on your schedule, you have a 7A and a 7B. Your 7A is what we've been going to, you were at yesterday and today. We will continue with 7A next week as well. We're not going to hit 7B quite yet, but we will let you know when that happens. So for right now, 7A is your Bulldog time, okay, until we let you know it's going to change. So your Bulldog time is really reliant upon your diagnostic in iReady. So we use that data to place you where you need the most help. And so once your diagnostic data goes up, you will move out of either needing reading or math and can choose your Bulldog. So those students who don't have a 7th period for either A or B, then you are getting to choose for that Bulldog what you want to do. Grades are given in Bulldog, so it is as important as your core classes. So your attendance is very important during Bulldog as well. For promotion or retention, students must pass at least 3 of your 4 academic classes, which is math, science, language arts, and social studies, in order to be promoted to the next grade level. If you are ever in danger of being retained, I get involved. It'll be about January when you and I will start to have a conversation, because before then it should be teachers talking to you about your grades. But once I get involved, you really need to get it together, because you really are in danger of being retained. So let's not do that. Just stay on top of your grades. Okay, PE, physical education. Students will need to purchase a physical education uniform. If you have a uniform from last year, you may continue to wear that same uniform. It doesn't matter if it's red or blue, what color it is. If it's a Statesville Middle School uniform, you may continue to use that. Uniform prices, if you need both the shirt and the shorts, it is $15. The shirt by itself, if you just need a new shirt, or if you want an extra shirt, they're $7.50, and then shorts are $10. And we have plenty of uniforms, so if you need another one, see Coach Rodriguez. Uniforms, it is a requirement for all students to dress out daily for physical education, and that is part of your grade. It's part of your grade to change your clothes and participate in PE. That's the name of the class, physical education. So you got to get physical. You got to participate and be engaged in what's going on. And we have you change clothes because at your age, you sweat a lot, and we don't want your other clothes to get stinky. All right, student agenda books, that's these. You were given an agenda book yesterday. We give you the first agenda book for free. If you lose your agenda, it is a $5 cost. And you have to have your agenda book to be able to leave your classroom. So on each week, as you see, this is your hall pass. So to be in the hallway, you have to have this signed by your teacher. So if you don't have your agenda book, you don't have a hall pass. So if you lose your agenda book, you need to purchase another one, and they are $5. Okay. You can mark out the part where it says rent a lock for $3. We're not renting lockers. We're not doing that. We gave you the agenda book. You can mark out the part that says locks will also be rented. We're not doing that. So you can mark that out. I'll change that for next year. And there's no fees to pay, so you can mark that out. But I will also add that it is used, so right in there, first one's free. If I lose it, it's $5. And I have to have it to get out of the classroom. Okay, SAP, the Student Assistance Program. Miss Mayberry and Miss Lacey Campbell are our guidance department, and they do a wonderful job. They both run groups, which will start here in the next several weeks. Groups will meet during Bulldog once a week. If you are interested in any groups, then we encourage you to sign up because they are very good. So keep an ear out, and I believe they will visit classrooms to let you know what groups are available. School-wide cleanliness, folks, we have a very old building right now, and so we want to make sure that with all the cracks and crevices that there are, that we keep as many outside critters outside and not inside. And the biggest thing that attracts outside critters is food and candy and drinks. Anything sweet attracts outside things. And so I ask you to follow these 4 bullets. Put trash in the appropriate trash container. Don't let paper fall onto the floor under your desk. Help our custodians out. They do a wonderful job, so help them out by keeping your classroom clean. If a restroom needs attention, if you go to the restroom and you see that there's no soap or paper towels or toilet paper, please let an adult know so that they can get a custodian to fill those back up. There should be no eating or drinking in the classroom at all. That is a Miss Campbell expectation. So when your teacher says no eating or drinking, all of that should be done in the cafeteria. No food should leave from the cafeteria, okay? Trying to keep the critters out. Please place paper, plastic bottles, glass bottles, cans in recycling. Each teacher has a big green recycling bucket, so let's recycle, let's be earth friendly. All right, so now let's talk about dress code. This is the last part I will cover for today, and then I'll finish the rest on Monday. So the Statesville Middle School student dress code. I don't think 8th grade you were here when we were in uniforms, but the year before our current 8th graders came, we were in school uniforms. Okay, you had a very strict guideline to what you could and could not wear. And so as a school, we changed that for you so that we could be a little bit more lenient on what you do wear to school. So the expectation is that you follow the dress code so we don't have to go back to a school uniform. We don't want to do that, but you got to respect the code. All right, so in that second line, to achieve excellence in appearance, we expect our students to be dressed for an academic atmosphere of purposeful learning and responsible citizenship. When you get older and you go out and get a job, guess what? You're going to have to wear what they expect you to wear. And we are preparing you for that time when you come. So you may think dress code is stupid and you're not sure why it means anything. We're setting you up for expectations for when you're out in the world. There's just things you have to do to be appropriate. All right, general guidelines. Please wear your clothes as they were meant to be worn. So your belts are around your waist. They're not around hanging down from your neck. Your shirts are, your arms are through your shirt holes, your armholes in your shirt. And just wear your clothes for their intended purpose, please. Let's get down to the specific guidelines. Hats, okay? That first bullet, I want you to underline or highlight where it says headwear, no hats, scarves, head wraps, bandanas, do-rags, or toboggans, etc., which means there's other things that aren't listed. These are not to be worn in the building. So when it gets cooler, we understand you'll have your hoodie or your hat or your scarf around your head when you get to school, but once you're in the building, please go ahead and remove that when you get into the building. Scarves and head wraps should not be worn in the building, and bandanas and do-rags, toboggans, not allowed. So just to prevent you're getting upset with us for expecting you to follow the rules, just go ahead and take it off when you get to school. Bandanas, do-rags, all of that should be put away. I don't want to see anything hanging from your pant pocket or anywhere else, so just put it away, not while you're at school. The second bullet, no sweatbands are allowed. So those are the, we're not playing basketball, so no sweatbands. Hoods from hoodies should be removed from the head while you're in the building. Okay, so no hoodies while you're walking the building. Next, tops and shirts. Go down to that second bullet. Shirts should not, and underline this, expose your stomach, torso, or shoulders. If you have shirts that are shorter and will show your belly, just wear a camisole underneath it. It's a cute shirt, but you got to cover your skin, please. Your shirt should not be low cut in front or back or sides. They should not be excessively tight or seen through. And they should not show your undergarments. Shirts must contain sleeves that cover the shoulder and underarm. Tank tops and spaghetti straps are not allowed. So this part of your arm should be covered and not shown. Ladies, you should not, cover your chest. Be respectful. And then the last one, shirts must not contain any logos or graphics containing inappropriate symbols, words, pictures, or articles depicting violence, tobacco, drugs, sex, all that stuff. Sorry. All right, your bottoms. The first bullet, your pants, skirts must be clean, no rips, tears, or holes above the knee allowed. So I know this is the trend, but do not come with, you can have those, but you need to have leggings underneath your pants, okay? Y'all really did do a good job. Most of you did a good job about following that expectation. So if you have rips or holes in your jeans, you need to have leggings underneath that to cover your skin. I make my 17-year-old do it. She's a senior in high school, so you'll be all right. All right, shorts, including skirts, and dresses, must fall to a maximum of 3 inches above the knee. Okay, so we're not going by fingertip, we're going by above the knee. Okay, if you have any questions, ask your teacher when this is over. Leggings, jeggings, or tights are only allowed if worn under skirts, dresses, or skirts that meet the 3-inch rule. Okay, so leggings, ladies, you need to have something that goes down to cover your nether region. All bottom wear must be worn at the waist. Belts are not required unless a student allows the bottoms to drop below their waist. No oversized pants are allowed. Young men, we don't want to see that. I don't know why. Pull your pants up, please, above any shorts that you have under your pants or any of your undergarments under your pants. Your pants should be the only thing we see. So if you need a belt or a zip tie, we have zip ties in the office. Pants worn below the waist or showing clothing under or underwear beneath the main outerwear are not permitted. No sagging pants. Pants must stay up without assistance. If you have to hold the waistband while you're walking to keep your pants on, your pants do not fit and you need a belt or a zip tie. They're in the office. No pajamas or pajama pants. Y'all, we're at school. We're in an educational setting. We're here to learn, not to sleep. If I wore my pajama pants, I might take a nap during the day. So please don't wear pajama pants or sweatpants, kind of the same reason. Okay, turn to page 8. We'll finish up with shoes. No flip-flops, regardless of the thickness of the sole or the amount of decoration. They're cute. I know y'all have been wearing them all summer, but they're not appropriate for school. Shower or spa shoes are not allowed. Bedroom shoes or slippers are not allowed. Slides are not allowed. Please don't wear high heels. All these are safety issues. We need you to be able to walk to your classes and up and down the stairs or get out of the building in an emergency without being hurt. So no flip-flops, no slides, bedroom shoes, shower shoes, or high heels. Leave them for home, please. If you're going to wear sandals, they need to have a heel strap. So I have seen Crocs that have that heel strap. You can wear the Crocs and you have the heel strap on there, that's fine. But your slides, please don't do that. Let's just not do that. All right, during the course of the year, Statesville Middle School may determine that new fads or modes of dress are disruptive to a safe and orderly learning environment. The dress code may be adjusted accordingly. Statesville Middle School keeps some garments on hand for students who wear inappropriate clothes to school. We may have a t-shirt for you to borrow so that you do not miss classroom instruction while waiting on your parent to bring you a change of clothing. We can't guarantee that you will like what we have available for you or that we'll have anything in your size. So just dress appropriately, because we will have you to call home, and the expectation will be that they bring you something to wear, or you'll sit with Coach Currents. And I don't want you to sit with Coach Currents, but we have expectations and we want you to live up to them. We also have personal hygiene items available on request in the main office. If you need deodorant, soap, shampoo, conditioner, please let Miss Mayberry or Miss Lacey know, and we can discreetly get anything that you need. So students and staff, thank you for listening to me. I think Monday will be a little bit less. So at this time, teachers, finish up with your Bulldog class, and we will transition at 9:10 this morning. So Bulldog class will stay in class until 9:10 so that students and teachers are prepared for first period. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I want you to remember that we are limitless. Have a wonderful day.